year. And here on Chaf Aleph Sivan, the 21st of Sivan, it's the yard site of a great rabbi, actually from Greece. His name was Rabbi Yosef Taitazak. Very, very great rabbi. Yosef ben Solomon Taitazak. Very, very great rabbi here. And it's actually interesting. He was a famous Kabbalist who lived in Salonika during the 15th and 16th centuries, and was a very, very great rabbi. He was also a member of the Taitazak family, which was a prominent family of Spanish Jews, and they distinguished themselves, some of the great members, as great Talmudic authorities over here, along with his brother, and his father, and his brother, Yehuda ben Shlomo Taitazak. He moved in 1492 from Spain, his native land, and he later on became a rabbi. So let's explore the life of the great rabbi over here. He was regarded as one of the finest Kabbalists of the 16th century, and one of the leading rabbis in Jerusalem and in Damascus, respectively. He discussed various different arithmetic and different things with regards to squares and all the different things, which, for example, which allude to the highest and most concealed concepts, and with regards to the use of amulets also. Many references can be found in writings of contemporary and leading Kabbalists, such as Rabbi Yosef Tirsom's manuscript, which was, I think, done in 1550 CE, the Shoshan Yosef Olam, and Rabbi Eliyahu Baal Shem Tov Toldot Adam, the generation of Adam, that is how we translate it. And Rabbi Isaiah Horowitz's book, the Shnei Luchot HaBrit, which was, he, I believe, lived between the years 1560 to 1630. For example, with regards to the topic of the discussion of magic squares in relation to the mysteries of creation. For example, he was an adherent of the Kabbalah, in which he was very, very well versed, it was reported over. And Eliyahu, there was a man of the name Eliyahu Davidas. He was a 16th century rabbi in Ottoman Palestine. He actually related that, with the exception of Sabbath nights, Yosef for 40 years never slept in a bed, but on a box with his feet on the ground. Very interesting. This was, I'll try and find the source within regards to this. This is, I think, quoted in the Reshit Chochmah in Sharia Kedusha, if I'm not mistaken, over there. With such a disposition to the asceticism and mysticism, it was but natural that Joseph, Rabbi Yosef, should become entrailed by different rabbis over there. And it's actually saying that was quoted from Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan. He wrote, the Rabbi Yosef Taitazak was apparently influenced by Abu Lafia's school of Kabbalah, and many ideas that he discussed seem to be taken verbatim from Abu Lafia's writings, which is very, very interesting also. Among Rabbi Yosef's disciples were Rabbi Isaac Adarbi, Rabbi Shmuel Dimbedina, and Rabbi Shlomo Halevi Alkabetz, who was also a very, very famous rabbi, and was definitely probably most well known for composing the song of Lecha Dodi Likrakala, which we sing on Shabbat. He wrote many different works also. He was the author, for example, of the work The Ben Porat, which was printed in Venice in the year 1599. There was also the Lehem Setarim, which was based on the book of Daniel and the Five Scrolls. I think it was printed in the year 1608. There was commentary on the saying of the fathers. There was a responsa. So this was the saying of the fathers. Naturally, in Hebrew, we call it the Pirkei Avot. So we wrote a commentary on that. There was a responsa on different writings on the contemporary issues and so on and so forth. Notes on different matters. Also, Haggadic passages he actually wrote commentaries on also. And it's actually interesting. He was author of a novel on Al-Fasi, if I'm not mistaken also. This was what was quoted somewhere also. And it's his Hilula here on Chaf Aleph Sivan. Naturally, this is 15 days after the Jewish festival of Shavuot. He was a great rabbi from Greece. We haven't really spoken about so many people, rabbis who were from Greece, and learn more about the great Chacham himself, respectively. He was actually, if I'm not mistaken, he was actually buried in Greece also. His father was Rabbi Shlomo, and his brother, as we said before, was Rabbi Yehuda. Also, among some of his Talmudim, let's just explore, was Rabbi Eliezer Ashkenazi, who was also another great rabbi. Also, Rabbi Moshe Alshich and Rabbi Shmuel de Medina, who we mentioned actually before, just a couple of minutes ago. Also, and it was reported over that he was studying Torah every single day diligently for 18 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Also, which is very, very important to know. Also, just the amount of time he was actually studying each day was absolutely incredible. He served as a head of Rosh Yeshiva in Thessaloniki and ordained many of his students. He gave smicha reports over to many of his students also. Chav Aleph Hilula Yatzai, please light candles in his memory.